Doing a pasture shift today. I just turned them out on the newly created laneway. They stopped to nibble on the greenery to begin with. And they got to figure out where the lane is. They're making their way down. So I'm not going to hurry them. They can graze as they go. Dogs are with them. They should figure it out. A lot of good grass down there along the lane, and eventually we'll end up down there where I created the paddock yesterday. Actually, once they started, the dogs took off, so the goats are following, which is nice to see that the goats consider the dogs. Along the way, there's a pile of boulders. We're going to use those to landscape the house, but goats love to climb, so it's kind of a playground. The final destination. We've come down the lane from the shed up there. This is their first paddock. I'll be in here 2 days, maybe 3. I know the fence is working because one of them touched the tape along the lane and heard it snap when they jumped. So this is going to be their pasture for the next day or 2. Like I said, we'll watch and see how they graze this down. And then the next shift will be the next one over. And there's the water tank. Right there. There's the float on it. Nice and cool. And it'll keep water for them. And they'll learn to look for it. They'll know where it's at. So that's the plan. Dog food feeding station. We still haven't gotten the self-feeder yet, but it's dry weather and we're going to put it out in the pasture now. Mineral feeder, it goes down 2. And then we shift those every time we shift the pasture. We just put it over in the new paddock, and that way they have access to it. So then the next section will be over there, and then the last section will be up here. So this will give us, I'm hoping, a week's worth. Saturday afternoon, June the 2nd, we're here to do the pasture shift. A few glitches when we got here. Garrett, this guy here, was out of the pen, out by the highway. And when Roger went to get him, then Dillon got out, but he got them both back in. So, not sure how they got out. My suspicion is they may have crawled under the gate up there, so I'll just stretch a hot wire across there. This is where Lillie crawled under, probably where Garrett did too. You can see how close the ground is here, but then there's a little dip there. And there's a good foot there, so they can get underneath there, so we're going to have to string another wire across there. Roger's moving a swipe down to the post. Okay, there's the first post. We're anchored here. We're going to go straight up that line and attach to the other fence. This is a learning curve. I used a super fence 2 in a long section, and I won't do that again. I'll use 2 or 3 strands of the poly wire for the long section, and then use the super fence 2 for the cross sections, because it's much easier to do that super fence 2 on the shorter parts, go straight, than it is to wind all this back and forth. We just changed the water tank to the other side of the fence. Moved the dog pen out there, and we have the mineral feeder out there as well. So hopefully everybody stays in. We gotta go turn the fence back on, make sure it's working. But they did a pretty good job grazing this down. This was 2.5, almost 3 days. So we're probably gonna go 2 days over here, and then the next one will be beyond that fence. And you can see Dillon there. He's looking to crawl in there and get some food, I think.